Welcome everyone back to Mr. Weather Update. Today's video, we're on latest at the live radar. Look at the UKV, how it's active for the next 5 days, and it's active for the GFS, ECM, and the UK, UK for the next couple of weeks. That will take us to the late stages of August, and I'll deliver this for you in a second. And just to say that, after that video was yesterday, and I was on solid. So if we do have a live radar, you can see a little bit more precipitation activity going on, especially in Scotland and Iceland. There's some very heavy pulses of rain in Scotland now, with a cold front moving through, so they'll be quite heavy, perhaps even turning thundery a bit later on. And that's going to carry on throughout the day. We've got a week of the front moving in, with some further showers in Northern Ireland and Ireland. If we look at the weather warnings, you can see we still have an amber extreme heat health warning in place for the majority of England. I'm not going to read this out, but this was read a couple of days ago, and that was on Tuesday, I think I read this out. I'll go back to that. So again, this is in place today from 9 p.m. today to, well, the end of the day, so basically everything. I look at the UKV, having precipitation next and temperatures next 5 days, and see if there's any meaningful rainfall for a couple of days. Well, let's have a look. You can see on Thursday, you can see, for this one, you can see there's definitely some heavy showers. Well, for today, actually, heavy showers associated with the front is going to affect Scotland with some heavier pulses at times. Still going to be quite clear at times for the bulk of England, and well, some patchy cloud at times. Always a lot of breaks at times. And that's going to carry on into Thursday. And we could still continue to see some heavier pulses, perhaps with thundery pulses of rain, as we go into Friday, and and it'll be a bit more cloudier on Friday, with some patches in the morning, but fairly cloudy, let's say, from the night of Friday, perhaps a little Friday. Saturday again, it's going to be quite sunny spells for the majority of the day, thicker cloud later, with a clear night at times, with some showers in northwestern Scotland. Sunday is very similar, with some showers perhaps, and some clear sunny spells in the afternoon. Monday, we can see there's an approaching weather front to the northwest, bringing some heavier pulses of rain at times. Now, this is unfortunately being a bit delayed. As you can see in northwestern Scotland. I remember doing this weather front actually the other day, and I think it was supposed to be later stages of Sunday. Now it's later stages of Monday, so it's already getting a bit delayed. So hopefully it doesn't go out, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see that. But yeah, so we can see some heavy pulses of rain that could move into England, bringing some heavier pulses of rain at times, but unfortunately that might weaken, so it doesn't, unless it may be underestimating a little bit, but that will be coming on Tuesday this time, bringing some persistent rain, but unfortunately it's very, very, very quick, really, so it's not going to be that long, if I'm being honest. Now let's have a look at temperatures for the next 5 days. Oops, not that one. You can see for Thursday, let me just quickly have a look at Thursday's temperatures. Now it could be under or overestimating it just a little bit, because I feel like it could get a little higher than this, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But still, Scotland, quite warm, if not hot. We're in the low to mid 20s. We could see 26 or 27, maybe even nice like 28 Celsius in southeastern Scotland. Northern England would like to be to the low 30s, maybe even mid 30s in some areas, and that's the same for southern and central England. We like to see the mid, possibly the high 30s, so 35, 36, could even see a nice like 37 degrees at some times, so exceptionally hot at times. Quite hot indeed. Now looking over to Friday, it's definitely looking a lot cooler than recent days, let's say. It's still going to be a little bit hot at times in the southeast, but most of that heat will be escaping from southern areas. For northern areas, should I say. So, such as in areas of northern Scotland, we're in the high teens, low 20s this time. So we're back to around that area. So 22 Celsius, maybe 23 Celsius in eastern Scotland. So still fairly warm though. A little bit above average for them. And then in northern England, we would like to be in low to mid 20s still. So still could see 27 or 28 degrees in East Yorkshire. Central southern areas, other than the southwest, of course, where Wales is back to around 20s this time. We'll like to see the low 30s, so 32, 33, and maybe a nice late 34 Celsius in Greater London. So still feeling a bit hot there. This is not exactly the end of the heat wave, but it's definitely a lot less severe than of recent days. Then looking over to Saturday, we're back to around average, other than the very far south, east though, where that heat start to cling on a little bit. So you can see Scotland, we're back to around average, so we're mostly in the teens. We could see 18 or 19 degrees is the highest temperature. Then over to Northern England, again, high teens, low 20s, 23 degrees is like the highest temperature we'll see. And then central and southern England, we'll like to see the mid-20s. Some areas could see the high 20s and perhaps even reaching 30 degrees. So that's in southeastern areas. So could still see 29, possibly 30 degrees if that obviously it hangs on just long enough. Still remaining quite above average for them. Now looking over to Sunday, this should be hopefully away from heatwave conditions from now on, for the time being anyway. Scotland, again, a little bit below average in Scotland, where we've got that weather for trying to move in, so it's going to feel a bit cool over there. So we'd like to be in the low to mid-teens, so quite cool. So we could see at the maximum 18 degrees in far southern Scotland. It's feeling quite cool there. Northern England, high teens, low 20s, so could still see 23 degrees. I'm still feeling quite pleasant actually. Looking over into central and southern England, would like to be in the mid, possibly the high 20s, but a lot less likely than recent days. So 26, maybe an isolated 27 degrees. So still feeling quite warm in the sunshine. Then looking over to Monday, still in Scotland, if not a little bit warm in some areas, not as low, but still quite low. So low teens, around teens really, but still 17 degrees would be the highest, so not as high maximum temperatures though. Northern England, we're a bit warmer because we've got a bit more of a humid air mass moving in, a bit of a warm front. Could increase the temperatures a little bit, but nothing to do with a heat wave at all. Maybe getting to heat wave conditions in the south. So yeah, Northern England is like to be the low teens, high teens, low 20s, perhaps the mid 20s, 25, so 24 to 25 Celsius in East Yorkshire, northeastern England. Then into central and southern England, like to be back into the mid to high 20s. So could see 27, possibly a 28 Celsius in Greater London region. Still feeling quite hot in the sunshine. So still quite hot there. So not really gone anywhere yet. Maybe that's because of the weather front. Now look at the GFS. You can see that dominant high pressure will be breaking down throughout the weekend, bringing a showery and perhaps even a low pressure system from Monday. It's getting a bit. It's not really that potent on this GFS front though. But throughout the day, throughout this week, next week, it's going to be quite changeable, a bit cooler at times, and especially in Scotland, with a Atlantic weather system in the southwest. That could bring some unsettled weather at times to the southwest at times. And still seeing cooler and showery at times. And GFS does want to bring in a transient ridge there, which is the Azores High. So signs of the Azores High coming back into September is not out of the question really, because we have had early signs that September could be a fairly hot and dry month, especially to the start of the month. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that though. It's unlikely to verify because it's age today. ECMWF, again, it shows high pressure breaking down, bringing a north to northwesterly wind, bringing a more potent with low pressure, but it does delay it just a little bit more than the Met Office said, really. This time it's saying it's going to come on just Wednesday on the 19th, but still going to be quite unsettled at times, with lower than average pressure and probably lower than average temperatures. The westerly wind, north to northwest wind. Finally, looking at the UK Owen, again, high pressure building in, breaks down from the northwest, bringing the cooler Atlantic regime. Into Tuesday, we've got that more of a pulsing area of low pressure in the northwest, especially. Probably won't move onto the south that much. Not too much meaningful rainfall coming from that, but still quite meaningful in some areas. So that is your outlook for the rest of August and August. So now into the second half of August, definitely looking a bit more changeable and a bit cooler. So thank you for watching and see you in the next video.